in today's video, we're talking about another common reason why people have their Amazon KDP accounts terminated. Now, I have had this happen to me. I've had it reversed. And so you'll see a lot more topics on this channel related to that because it seems like there's a lot of embarrassment around it, and I don't want anyone to ever feel embarrassment about learning. So in this video, we're going to talk all about bonus content and what actually you can do to protect your account. Let's go. When I had my account terminated the first time, I reached out to a friend who made 6 figures on KDP. I told them the whole story of what happened, and they let me know previous to me experiencing this, they had their account shut down too. They had made 6 figures organically, and I asked them if they would share more of their experience with me, and they did. Their account was terminated from Amazon KDP for bonus content. Okay, so we're going to cover the rules of bonus content today so you understand how to keep your account safe regardless of what you see online, regardless of YouTube videos that people might share. All of my resources for these tips are my personal experience and kdp.amazon.com's guidelines. Okay, so let's dive into number 1. Amazon says if you choose to include bonus content, it should be relevant to the customer and it should not disrupt the reading experience. We require placing additional content at the end of the book and listing the bonus content of your book in the table of contents. Okay, so if you have bought, as I have bought a self-publisher, there's a YouTuber that they actually put their freebie on the second page in the front. And their account is okay, but they are not following the actual program policies that are under legal and content guidelines. So if a customer were to leave a review or contact Amazon and say, you know, this was in the beginning, they could very easily have their entire account terminated because we agreed to follow the rules before we signed up for account. Okay, so just because everybody else is doing it doesn't mean it might not make it worth it for you. You need to really think about that to keep your account safe. Okay, and so when this happened to my friend, they had been putting bonus content in throughout so many books. They loved creating content, and Amazon said you need to fix this, and they had hundreds of books. They also had like big life change in life, and so they tried to get all their books safe by removing the bonus links that were throughout the chapters and that were at the beginning. Okay, and they missed like 2 books, and Amazon shut down that 6-figure account. So that's devastating, right? Because this was a legal and content guideline we agreed to when we click the button when we sign up for our account. That Amazon wants to be very clear that like you're not just selling a book to give out a freebie. People are buying books for the content inside. Amazon says this because they want to provide an optimal customer experience. That's the whole reason that a lot of accounts get shut down if the customers are like, these books are not great. This is not what I expected. Okay, so the second thing, this is number 2, bonus content should not make up more than 10% of your book. So if you have a low content book or medium content or high content and you're like every chapter there's bonus content, that actually raises the 10% and you're not under 10%. Amazon wants them to get the value from the product they bought from Amazon. So that's really, really important. If you want to include multiple like stories within your book, Amazon says consider creating a collection of books, like a series. So if you guys have so much good stuff, make it another book, right? Give more value. And you guys always hear me talk about this, but when you do a series, you can't do a series for low content, but you can for medium and high content. And with medium, it's going to Amazon's KDP guidance team or their content guideline team, quality content team, they're going to be the ones that decide if they approve that series. But I love series, guys, because guess what? You can trademark your series. So that's really, really powerful. So don't forget that when you're thinking of doing this content. Amazon also says like when you do create these series, make sure you follow the guidelines, which I thought was really interesting that they talk about this in bonus content. The third thing that Amazon wants you to understand, primary and bonus content, it must meet all their guidelines, right? Which we talked about. Translated content must be high quality and not machine generated. So if you have a book that's doing really well and you've decided to someone translate it, if you have AI translate it, there was a really big time. This rule was created because about 5 to 8 years ago, when books sold really well, people would take the transcript and put it into Google Translate and get it translated in a different language. and it wasn't always correct, and then they would upload that to Amazon, and it was a horrible customer experience. Okay, so sometimes people were giving out bonus content for different languages or different things like that. And so Amazon created this rule because they saw early on when Google Translate came out that it was a poor experience for the customer. The fourth thing to remember is that disruptive links and promises of gifts and rewards are never allowed. So if you have a book that has free gift stuff in it and your account is live and active, consider changing the verbiage of that. Call it a resource. That's what I tell all my one-to-one clients. This is a resource for you. It's supplemental, it's in addition, and it's little. It's not like, here's my $1,000 coaching program from the $14.99 book you got about mindset. Okay, we're not doing that. So those are ways that you really want to think about keeping your account safe, because after meeting this dear friend of mine now, my heart broke that they lost their 6-figure account. It's so scary to want to move forward after making that much money on a third-party platform. So if we can keep our account safe, that is the most ideal thing. Also, under the help topics for guidelines, this is outside of bonus content on Amazon, but do not front load bonus content. It literally says that on kdp.amazon.com/help. Other stories, previews of other books at the beginning of a book, or use a link that takes the reader to the actual book at the end. They consider that critical issue. And one of the reasons, well, you kind of know now from the things we talked about, that they want customers are number one for Amazon, right? Like, they have the best return policy. Sometimes they don't even ask you to ship things back. They just care so much about their customer base, and that's why they're letting us tap into that, because they have the customer base. Okay, do not front load bonus content. That's literally on the website, and I see people teaching it on YouTube. And I just want you to be very clear that, like, go straight to the source. I am like a rule follower, so I'm gonna look at all the links and read them because I want to keep my account safe, right? Just double check things, right? Just double check things for bonus content, because you don't want to lose your account for something that you were excitedly doing. Those are kind of the 4 things that I want you to remember about this. Let's see if we can go through them really big or fast. Don't front load. Right? They've kind of iterated that twice. You need to put additional content at the end, and it needs to be listed in the table of contents. And don't put bonus content more than 10% in your book. I have a link below. If you have had your account terminated or you have questions about termination, you can put them in the comments, but I have a link below. I have a little module that I'll be launching to help people, maybe with like a script of how to talk to the KDP support team, because it's happened to me a couple different times, but I really want to just teach you prevention tips. I want you to keep your account safe so you're not like, this happened to me. I will be doing a series more about protecting your account from Amazon KDP termination, so you can go forth, you can publish, you can build that passive income and change your life. Love you guys. See you in the next video.